a ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I never get back. Let me root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. 'Cause it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
And welcome everybody to Beamer Field. I'm John Hart, along with Robbie Hart.
Sorry for the dropout a second ago. that was my fault. We lost the connection to the video camera and killed everything.
Anyway, we got everything back going now, hopefully, and everything looks okay. An exciting game today. This is the losers bracket game. The winner goes home. The winner will advance, and it's going to go up against the Dinwiddie Americans and the Blackstone All-Stars.
Taking the field first today will be the Dinwiddie Americans. Blackstone All-Stars will have the first bats. The batting order for Blackstone will be JoJo McMillan batting first, Barry Sproul second, Juwan Lawson is batting third, and Logan Powell batting cleanup.
We want to let everybody know, of course, that this stream has been brought to you by the Accounting Surgeons in Crewe, Virginia. Mary Strotter, hope y'all are having a good one out there. Of course, it's also brought to you by Southside Electric Co-op Incorporated. That is Frank Harris, and of course, our friends Courtney that knows everything in Blackstone Radio Shack, Southside Electronics. And I think starting off pitching is going to be C.J. Allen.
Yep. I have Alex Burgos.
I got C.J. Allen starting off, number 13.
And they changed pitchers on me.
Yep, there it is. C.J. Allen.
Yeah, they changed pitchers at the last minute then. Oh well, the fun of live radio, right?
Now you got the stats and all up. Well, folks, looking at your screen, and you can probably see a little addition. We've got the scoreboard working today.
As long as it works, right?
As long as it works.
That's always the key. How long will it work before it fails on me? So.
Well, we'll
try to keep it going, guys.
And we will see what happens.
Anyways, they're just kind of going through the warm-ups here. And like you said, C.J. Allen will be pitching first. And C.J. did a good job, I believe, yesterday when he pitched against the Charlotte team. It's just that Charlotte team has such an overwhelming hitting squad. It's hard to beat them, that's for sure.
Well, Charlotte, of course, they got some fantastic, like you said, some fantastic hitters. And also, on the other side, their defense have done really, really well, too.
Yeah.
First up is going to be Barry Sproul that will actually, let's see. No, is it Barry Sproul or JoJo McMillan? Actually, JoJo McMillan is up.
And we're going to get ready to go to our mini scoreboard here, which tells more information.
JoJo McMillan smiles all the time.
Yes, he does. Doesn't matter what the scoreboard is, you always know you'll get a smile.
He really, JoJo plays, actually he played, of course, for the recreational league. He also played school ball, but he's really done very, very well. Anyway, everybody's up and ready to go. Here comes now the first pitch from C.J. Allen, and the game begins. This first one's going to be right down the middle for strike one to JoJo McMillan. One of the things that Blackstone has to do if they want to advance, they've got to get the stick on the ball.
Yeah, they just did not have no luck doing that yesterday, so they really, really got to do it today if they're going to win this ball game.
No balls in one strike. Here comes now the pitch. And it's a hard hit ball. This one's going to go to the shortstop. He bobbles it, and they will not get JoJo at all. JoJo is a fast runner, and one little bobble, and of course that sends him on first base. And right off the bat, the lead runner for Blackstone, and they start off well. Well, let's see if they can keep it up with Barry Sproul. That is up. He wears number 13. And here comes C.J. Allen. He looks, now he winds up, and here's the delivery. And this one's going to be foul back out of play for strike number one. No balls at one strike now to Barry Sproul.
Sorry, the scoreboard is kind of functional. It's not showing who's on base, so just ignore that part, guys. Sorry about that. It's not a perfect system out here yet.
0-1 count. Here comes now the pitch from C.J. Allen of Dinwiddie American. And this one's going to be a blue pup. And he caught the ball in a double play. Unbelievable.
Man.
You know, that's been happening to poor Blackstone. You know, the ball had bounced right in the right place. They've been able to get it and just get the double play right off the bat. Joan Lawson is up, and he can nail the ball if he gets a hold of it. Here comes Allen now with a pitch, and now we have 2 outs on the scoreboard just like that.
Easier, I guess they're getting signals. I mean, that's just a terrible blow of Blackstone, especially since they got that first lead runner on base, too. And
yeah, they had McMillan on first base.
It nullifies all of that.
Here comes now the pitch from Allen, and this one's going to be outside, ball 1. One of the things, as we said even yesterday, of course, it's easier to sit in this broadcast booth and sit there and dissect the game, but they can't go after anything bad. They got to wait for their pitches.
Be very patient. Don't be over aggressive and swinging everything the guy throws.
Here comes the pitch now from C.J. Allen, way inside. JoJo almost got hit with the ball anyway. That brings it up 2-0, 2 balls and no strikes.
And JoJo had to do a little dance that time to get. Juwan had to do a little dance to get away from that one.
Allen is throwing a perfect pitch, so Juwan likes to hit him. So you might see something out of this one. Here comes the pitch now, and it's a hard hit ball. Goodbye, going, goodbye, gone all the way into the next field. Joan Lawson hits a home run, and just like I feared, that's exactly what's going to happen. I knew sooner or later that was going to happen for Juwan. And all of a sudden, Blackstone takes a 1-0 lead.
Nice hit by Blackstone. That's for sure. Juwan just caught that one perfectly and sent it out to the center field. And that would have gone over a fence another 50 or 60 feet back with no problem at all.
Now that brings up Logan Powell. Josh Bond will be on deck. Logan can wrap this thing too.
Got a little 2-out rally going here.
Here comes now the pitch, and this one's going to be ball 1.
Logan wisely watches that one go by.
And again, like I was telling Juwan, I was telling Logan, hey, wait for your pitches. Make sure you get a good one. Here comes now the pitch. Hard hit ball into the field, and that is going to go to the right fielder. And
good base hit.
Logan Powell and Blackstone is coming out hitting.
Hey, you know what? That's good for them. That's something we never see him do yet so far in this tournament, and start hitting the ball.
Josh Bond can hit the ball as well. He's usually not a power hitter, but he can hit base hit after base hit with very consistently. And then they got Matt on deck, Matthew Hart. So let's see if they can capitalize. Runner on first base with 2 outs. Allen now winds up and takes the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike number 1.
How about getting a little over-aggressive that time? That's what happened to him.
I think one of the problems, like we were saying, is they just get a little nervous or something, and they start go after bad
Everything
pitches.
in the world, yeah. Just can't do that in this tournament.
Allen now winds up. Here comes the pitch. Hard hit ball. It could drop in.
Center fielder had it.
Center fielder got underneath it. A very nice play.
Good series for the Blackstone.
But anyway, with 1 man left on base, a home run by Joan Lawson. Blackstone takes a 1-0 lead. We're going to be right back right after this from Accounting Surgeons.
These are not your ordinary doctors. They are the accounting surgeons. Allow them to show you the personal attention it takes in order to receive every single deduction you deserve. The accounting surgeons and crew are here for you all year long, not just January to May. Whether you need tax preparation, payroll work, or bookkeeping services, call the accounting surgeons today. 434-538-0595. They offer very reasonable rates along with their year-round service with a smile. Located at 126 East Carolina Avenue in Crewe. The accounting surgeons are here for you. Phone 434-538-0595.
The best stuff ever. Brought to you by Radio Shack. I need a new phone, so I'll go to Radio Shack, take their advice, and buy a Sony X. 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 Take their advice, and I'll owe it all to Radio Shack.
Don't just buy stuff.
Do stuff.
See your local Radio Shack dealer at Southside Electronics, Blackstone Square Shopping Center.
Here at Miller Field right here on FM 90.9 WPEX Radio. Having trouble with our screen, folks, so if you're tuning into our audio, hopefully stay tuned where for some reason we keep dropping out. Matthew Hart will start out his pitching on the mound.
Anyway, the DVDs keep going, though. Those don't stop. Starting the hit for the Dinwiddie Americans will be Alex Brugos.
Here comes now the pitch from Matthew Hart right down the middle for strike number one. And Matthew starts out with a good one. So anyway, no balls and one strike now. Here comes Matthew, looks, now winds up. Here comes down the pitch. This one's going right down there again for strike number two. Brugos is going to have to protect that plate. So let's see what Alex can do. Matthew looks over and gets a signal for Coach Randy Webb. Now looks up, and this will probably be a curveball coming at him, I would imagine. Here comes now the pitch. Now that one went right down here. Joan Lawson will get to field it. It's a low, pitch. And the runner will go to second base, and they hold up. And that was a very, very costly mistake.
That was not a good. You can't do that in tournament play. We've seen the nervousness come back here, and look, my on-base thing's working again.
Joan Lawson had it pretty easily at shortstop.
Yeah,
and he had trouble scooping it up. He got the thing up, and then he threw the ball way low to Josh Vaughn, and it just couldn't stop it, and it went on. And that ended up, instead of being out at first, ended up being a double for Allen.
That's rough.
Or Alex, rather. Now Allen is up. Number 13, he's pitching.
C.J. Allen, yep, pitcher is up right to that.
Here comes Matthew now with the pitch. And he brings it on down in there for ball one.
Infield, hands off her knees. Let's be Dan increasing.
One of the things that the infield of Blackstone has to do is help Matthew Hart out.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, that makes Matthew throw a lot of unnecessary pitches. Plus,
he just burns your pitches out.
Yeah, burns your pitches out. Here comes the next pitch. That one's going to be low for ball two. 2 balls and no strikes right now.
Bottom of the first inning. And we are back up on the stream. Once again, apologize to everyone for the dropout. It's the nature of what we're working with here, unfortunately.
Here comes now the pitch. And it's a swing and a miss, strike one. So the count goes 2-1, 2 balls and 1 strike. The scoreboard up there is showing 1-1, but I saw 2 balls, so we're going to go with that. Runner on second base. It's 1-0 Blackstone lead.
Tying run on second.
Tying run is on second. Here comes the pitch from Matthew Hart. Swinging and miss. That's in there for strike number 2. And now the count goes 2-2.
I think
2 balls and 2 strikes.
I think CJ wanted that inside one too much. He swung at one. He really should have let that one go by, though. But I think Blackstone will take it in this case. And you get the signal from the coach over there in the dugout.
2-2 is the count. Here comes now the pitch from Matthew Hart. This one's going to be that was so close, and the count goes full. Boy, that was close. One of the things that we were talking about earlier in this tournament play, the strike zone is very, very narrow.
You got to throw it in there, and here we go. Full count. Something's going to happen here. Infielders need to be ready as well as the outfielders for whatever happens here.
Here's 3-2 count, and this one's going to be right to Joan Lawson again. He checks the runner. Again, and the runner gets on second base.
Oh, not good.
Joan Lawson needs to get some stickum on his glove. he did the right thing. But he looked over at second base before he really got a good handle on the ball.
Yeah, he got away from
the ball was just kind of bumbling around.
There's a runner on first, by the way. My stat program's having trouble populating the first base. That's why it's not showing. Sorry about that, guys, in the stream and everyone. Experiment technology.
Maitland is up now to bat. Runners on first and second, and this is where Blackstone gets in trouble. Here comes the
ball. Hold.
No, it's a hold.
Okay,
This is where Blackstone has gotten in trouble a lot of times, Robbie.
Yep.
This is when
no
they get
outs
that,
too, yeah.
Yeah, with no outs. This is when they start batting the thing around. Here comes the pitch. This one's right in there. Matthews trying to hold his end up and throwing strikes. But unlike usually in the regular season, you're not going to blow these balls. You're not going to blow these pitchers
they
off.
Will time
they are going to hit. Yeah, they're going to hit you. Infield and the outfield has got to be ready. Here comes the next pitch. This was way low for ball one. 1 ball and 1 strike to Maitland. Wells will be on deck. Spain in the hole. So no outs here at Blackstone. 1-1 count. Here comes the pitch. And this one's going to be way high. And they're going to try to get him. And Powell drops the ball. And he's going to hold up. But now Powell drops the ball. He may have had that guy at third. He may have had.
This is going to kill you guys. They got
he may have had Alex at third base, and now already we're looking at 3 errors.
Yeah, they got to stop these stupid errors. This will lose in the game if you're not careful.
DJ, come on. Grab ball in, be small. You don't have to do it.
Here comes the pitch from Matthew to Maitland. Swing and a miss, and that's going to be in there for strike number 2. And now it's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Maitland. Runners advanced, unfortunately, on that miscue, and now runners on second and third.
This is, like I said before, this will burn your pitcher out. All these little errors here. You don't want to help the other side out.
Good throw.
Here comes now the pitch from Matthew on a 2-2. Foul back. And the only thing is, Matthew cannot let up.
No, he just got to keep going as hard as he can. On the plus side, we know Blackstone has all their pitchers, so they can throw through all their pitchers they have to.
Joan Lawson can pitch. JoJo McMillan can pitch. Bond can pitch. I mean, you got a lot of pitchers out there. Here comes now the pitch from Matthew Harto. And this one's going to be hit right in the hole. It's exactly what took place yesterday. And that's going to score it easily, too. And the runner on boot was still no outs.
And this is what will kill you.
And those errors are coming really back to haunt Blackstone.
Yes, they are. Well, the bases are only one guy out, person on base now, so it's a chance to kind of reset, get your wit about you.
Well, they're up by 1 now. Again with the American. Matthew now looks, turns around, and here comes now the pitch. And it's a swing and a miss, strike 1. Matthew is right now looking pretty good pitching to Wells.
Yeah, just like I said, this errors just killed him today.
Yep. But you're not going to blow these balls past these batters. They're going to hit it. The infield has got to
be ready.
Yep, here comes the next pitch. It's going to be low for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. So what is Matthew's strike ratio so far?
11 strikes to 6 balls.
So Matthew's still way ahead. Here comes now the pitch. Right down there, and that should have been a strike. That must have been a little bit outside, and I couldn't see it from here. And that'll bring up 2 balls and 1 strike.
Matthew gets his signals there from the dugout.
And here we go. Matthew pitched the ball, and that's going to be a kind of a change-up. It didn't go nowhere, and that'll end up being 3 balls and 1 strike.
Get a little bit of wind out there, shaking everything. Windy day today.
Matthew, 3-1 pitch. Here comes the pitch right down the middle. Swing and a miss, strike number 2. And that brings the count to full. Matthew, I hope he's not getting a little overheated already.
Yeah,
that's the problem
in the game to have that happen.
Well, that's the problem if you make your pitchers start throwing all these pitches.
Yeah. And really, there should have been 2 outs on the board right now.
Yep. Here comes now the pitch. And this one's going to be foul back. 3 balls and 2 strikes, and a lot of foul tips.
Yep, again, we said that's his 3rd foul tip so far in the game.
So everybody needs to get down and get focused. Here comes now the pitch from Matthew. This one's going to be high, and that's going to be ball 4. So Matthew will walk his first runner. And now we got runners on first and second. And this is when they got to start taking advantage, and they got a left-hand batter up. You might see a bunt here.
Yeah, I would not doubt at all.
Work hard, man. Come on, man.
Matthew now takes a look, takes aim, and here comes now the pitch to the left-hander. It's going to be high, way outside as well, in there for ball one. I think this is Kevin Spain, I believe, isn't it?
Kevin Spain, yes.
Yep. So already 3 errors by Blackstone. And here comes an out of pitch, foul back. That'll be in there for a strike. 1-1 goes to count. McMillan comes up and says a few encouraging words to Matthew. Says, hey, let's keep it going, man. It's just stay focused, keep pitching your game.
Yeah, just let your infield's going to have to cover it too.
So Matthew now looks and he takes aim. 1-1 count with no outs. Here comes the pitch. That one's right down there for strike number 2. So far, Matthew's done a good job pitching. Trouble is that the errors is kind of hurting us right now.
Yeah, the errors, I mean, it put 2 people in scoring position, which give 2 bases, unfortunately.
Runners on first and second, so the play will be at third. Here comes Matthew now with a pitch, and this one's going to be right to Matthew. He goes it, and he throws it, and another error.
No.
And that is what they can't do. And this one is going to score 2 runs. Where in the world is everybody thinking? What in the world is everybody thinking on that one?
They got to call timeout right now.
And I think they're going to. I thought I heard a time, but they better call timeout. And somehow or another, they don't have the team to get. I mean, they don't have their head in the ball game.
Yeah.
And then already it's 4-1, just like that.
Oh, I would have called timeout right now. I mean, everyone's kind of frazzled right now. This is not a time to let them pitch. Let them pitch to.
Here comes now the pitch from Matthew. Hard swing and a miss, strike 1. Trouble is they can't depend on things. They can't depend on Matthew taking them out of the game.
Yeah, it's just not going to happen.
I mean, it's just not going to happen in this league.
We're at 4 runs and not 1 out has been scored. We had no outs yet. Again, every one of them were all mistakes by us, by Blackstone rather.
Here comes the next pitch. And by the way, that was 2 errors, I believe, in that one thing. So it's 5 errors.
Yeah, I don't count errors, fortunately.
Well, I have. It's 5 errors.
I know.
Matthews only walked 1 runner, and he's got this one. No balls and 2 strikes to Roach. Or Broach, whatever it is.
His name is Booth.
Booth?
Yeah.
And that one's going to be on the way out, and it is going to be safe. Runner came from second to third. From Dinwiddie, Spain came, and Spain was able to slide in there. Runner wasn't in time enough, and he steals third base. So now it's 4-1 with still no outs.
Yeah, this is what gets you right here. This will beat you up every single time.
Here comes now the pitch. That one's going to be a little bit outside for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, Blackstone has got to be. They jumped out with a Lawson home run, 1-0.
They just went down south.
And their defense just hadn't been there. Swing and a miss. I'll be in there for strike 3, and that will be the first out. So Matthew gets his first strikeout.
That's a hard 1 strikeout, though. That's for sure. And a runner, and yet another runner. Run number 5 is on third base.
4-0. Dinwiddie American leading over Blackstone. Here comes the pitch now to Witt. This one's going to be high and out inside, actually. That's going to be in there for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Trouble is, it's easy to kind of get down on something like this.
Yeah,
especially after a rock and roll first. Here comes now the pitch. This one's going to be fouled back. McMillan's going to try to get it, but it's way out of play. Now being there for another strike. So that's 1 ball and 2 strikes, I believe.
1 ball, 1 strike is what I have. 1-1-1.
Did you get that foul back?
Yes, I just did the foul back. It was one ball earlier.
Oh, the count must have been 1 ball, no strikes then before that pitch.
Trust the magic of the stat program. Trust the magic that is the stat program. That's what I say.
Anyway, 1 ball and 1 strike. Okay, we'll just leave it at that with 1 out. Here comes the pitch from Hart. And he hits the ball. This one could.
Left field.
And
Oh.
they caught it in the outfield. They're going to
tag
tag
up.
And way overhit.
no.
Another error. My goodness sakes.
Oh,
And
oh.
almost
That
Matthew
was
came in
close. Yeah, that
and
was very
covered
close.
home plate while McMillan went after it. And Barry Sproul went after it. And thank God that wasn't another run.
That was a close one. Yeah, that was very close.
Well, he got that important 2 out.
Second out, though. Yeah, that's a very important second out here. That brings up Mr. Ryan Booth at the bat now for the Dinwiddie Americans. You know, Blackstone needs to calm down. They're not out of this game by any stretch of the imagination right now. It's time to buckle down, throw some strikes, hit the ball. And the infields need to get their head in the game, decide what they're going to do next, and hold them to the ball.
Left-handed hitter.
Ryan Booth for Dinwiddie American.
So our right fielder better get ready. Here comes now. And that one looked good. That was close. Maybe a little bit low. And that's why he called it a ball. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. And this next one is going to be in there for strike number 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1 is the count with 2 outs.
A situation of 1 strike and 2 out. Matthews trying to get this one out desperately if he can. Comes the throw. Hard hit out to left field, but it will end up being a foul. But that will bring up a very important strike 2, which I think Matthew will take that one any way he can get it right now, I'll be honest with you. So Matthew prepares the throw again here. He lines up. Lears back, throws it in there, and he swings at him this time, and that will bring up strike number 3 and out number 3 to get him out of this very painful inning here. So we're going to go ahead and take a break here, and we'll be right back. Message from the accounting surgeon.
Are not your ordinary doctors, are the accounting surgeons. Allow them to show you the personal attention it takes in order to receive every single deduction you need. Are here for you all year long, not just January to May. Whether you need tax preparation, paperwork, or bookkeeping services, call the accounting surgeon. 34538-1599. They offer very reasonable rates along with their East Carolina Avenue in Fordham. The accounting surgeons are here for you.
I'll find the price of a car. He'll throw me a challenge.
Then you need
Randy's like, listen, bend your knees, throw it. Don't get too crazy on swinging the bat here. Matthew lines up here once again. Here comes the throw. Hard toss. Matthew gets nothing but air for strike number 3. That's Matthew goes down, unfortunately, swinging. That brings up Mr. Drew Pumphrey at the bat now for Blackstone All-Stars. Drew Pumphrey plays second base today. CJ gets a signal from the catcher. Here comes the throw. That one went outside for ball number 1, so now the count is now 1 ball and no strikes. And you're back. Fix audio problems?
Well, I think so for the time being. Had some battery problems. We're going to fix all that up too soon.
Yeah, sorry for the audio issues, guys. That was an issue.
Matt Hart struck out. Now Pumphrey is up. They have 1 out. And boy, I tell you what, it seems like after Blackstone was on fire and they had the momentum going, and then after that disastrous
first inning just took the wind right out of their sails.
Yes, it did. Here comes now the pitch. It's a bunt. Pulls it back, and the ball goes, kind of gets out of the way a little bit. It's going to be a ball 3.
Looks like it was enough to throw off the batter, though. I mean the pitcher. So winds up with a 3 balls and no strikes.
3 balls and no strikes with 1 out. Here comes now the pitch. Another bunt.
This one's
going to go back, and it's going to be in there for ball 4. Pumphrey will walk. And they got Dylan Dunn.
Dylan Dunn at the bat now.
We call him Double D.
Double D. I thought it was 3D.
3D, yeah, 3D, Double D, 3D. Dylan Dunn.
Oh, 3D. That's always 3D there. Anyways, here goes the pitch.
Here comes now the pitch, and it is actually outside. I think those fake bunts may have helped a little bit.
Yeah, and that's C.J.
One of the
Allen's
thing, once again, you've got to choose your pitches.
Yeah, C.J. Allen's now throwing 4 balls in a row, so he's about due for a strike here any moment.
Well, Dylan Dunn is due for a hit any moment. Let's see what happens.
Certainly hope so.
Here comes the pitch. 1 man on base with 1 out. That's going to be inside for ball 2. Blackstone needs to get something going to get that momentum kind of shifted in their way.
It went the wrong direction on them.
Here comes now the pitch.
Another fake bunt.
And this one's going to be in there for ball 3.
And see, now they're starting to do the right thing. They're working this pitcher. They're making him throw a lot of... I mean, now you have CJ up to 21 pitches here all of a sudden. He's throwing, 5, 6, 8 pitches for no result all of a sudden. That's how you work a pitcher.
3 balls and no strikes with 1 out. Runner on first base for Blackstone. Here comes now the pitch. He fakes that and pulls that one back way low, and that will be in there for ball 4, and runners on first and second with 1 out. And that brings up Ryan Dalton. They call him RD.
Time. I think we're going to see Maitland come in for pitching now. Maitland, of course, we saw Maitland pitch last night too, and Maitland did an excellent job. But again, he just ran that hard-hitting Charlotte County team.
Well, they're going to keep him in there.
Well, it's still early in the game. You know what? You have a 4-run lead. Why not, right?
Yeah, but how many? Yeah, but how many innings did he pitch last night?
That I cannot tell you. And RD at the bat right now, by the way.
Here comes now the pitch. RD gets hit. It could fall in the hole. It falls in. They're going to hold him up. And this one is going over. He's going to hold up. So RD gets a single, loads the bases up with just 1 out.
And now Dinwiddie's kind of seen their nightmare for him.
Jacob Morris is up.
We know Jacob Morris has been hitting lately. Again, the bottom of the bat lineup for Blackstone has been just performing great this year. Once again, I apologize for the scoreboard not working correctly. There is a runner on first, even though it's not showing as one.
Should have took a 5-minute timeout. Every pitch
A nice base hit, a hard base hit would just do Blackstone's wonders right now. Here comes the thing way low. That's going to be in there for ball 1. The thing is, a walk is going to bring a very important run in. That'll cut the lead to only 2.
That'd be a big, big thing right now.
Here comes now the pitch from Allen. And that one's going to be another ball, and that's going to be in there for ball number 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. 4-1 now. Blackstone behind. They're trailing, but they got bases loaded with 1 out with Morris up on at the bat. Allen looks now, winds up. Here comes the pitch. That's going to be in there for ball 3.
3 balls, no strikes. Like I said, Jacob has been throwing a lot of balls here lately. He's now throwing more balls than he has strikes. Or CJ rather, I'm sorry.
Now here comes Allen. 3-0 count. This one's going to be low, and that brings Blackstone another run in.
I think we will
probably see a pitching change.
Very soon here, yeah. Actually, now they're going to keep him in there. Probably give him one more chance here.
Well, Austin Golden now can wrap the ball pretty good, too.
Yes, he can.
And again, a base hit could change his game around once again. And there comes the pitching change, I guarantee
I'm surprised we didn't see it.
Malin wants to get in there so bad.
We want to get these next 2 outs before
there he
Blackstone.
goes.
Yeah.
And they're not going to bring in Malin. They're actually going to bring in, let's see.
0-0 looks like.
Double odd, so.
That would be Mr. Tavon Dawson.
Yep. So as the pitcher warms up, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to be right back right after this.
These are not your ordinary doctors. They are the accounting surgeons. Allow them to show you the personal attention it takes in order to receive every single deduction you deserve. The accounting surgeons and crew are here for you all year long, not just January to May. Whether you need tax preparation, payroll work, or bookkeeping services, call the accounting surgeons today. 434-538-0595. They offer very reasonable rates along with their year-round service with a smile. Located at 126 East Carolina Avenue in Crewe. The accounting surgeons are here for you. Phone 434-538-0595.
Beamer Field in Crewe, Virginia, 4-2 with a slight right now Dinwiddie American lead. However, Blackstone has got bases loaded with only 1 out.
But we see a new pitcher come in, Mr. Tavon Dawson, and I don't think we saw him pitch yesterday, so I have no idea what he's capable of. But you bet he's probably a good pitcher, so they brought him in an emergency like this.
Well, one thing, now he's warming up, and what I can see, he looks like he's more of an accurate pitcher and not a really power speed pitcher. And
yeah, I think I concur with you. Looks like he's more of
like a more of a curveball pitcher.
About 50 mile per hour, 55 mile pitcher there.
All right, Austin.
Here we go.
Well, Austin is up. Austin Golden, William Lee will be on deck. Bases are loaded, and 1 out. Let's see what's happened. This guy looked like he was throwing the ball directly down the middle.
Yeah, so they're going to have to.
So they're not going to be able to depend on a walk, though.
That's true.
But don't pitch anything bad. Here comes the pitch. And that was right down the middle like I thought that were, and that's going to be in there for strike 1. So what they're trying to do, I think, is depending on bringing in him and,
close out Blackstone before
try to close out.
Before you get top of the batting order again.
Yeah, and depending on their infield. Here comes now the pitch. And here comes the pitch. Golden will foul back, and that'll be in there for strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes.
That was kind of a half-hearted swing there, unfortunately.
So golly, is Blackstone going to leave another
3 people on base?
They left 9 people yesterday on base. 3 of them were bases loaded. They left 2 outs.
Left 1 last inning.
So here comes now the pitch. And that was strike 3, and he just watched that one. Can't do that.
That brings up Lee Will up to bat now for the Blackstone All-Stars. And all Will needs is a nice base hit. A good base hit would bring in 2 runs right here and tie this game right back up.
All right, here comes the pitch. Lee could hit the ball, though. Here comes the pitch. Another one. And that's what I mean. It looked like to me in warm-up, he was throwing the ball extremely accurate.
And we said it before. In fact, I don't think he's thrown a ball. Yeah, he hasn't thrown a ball yet.
No.
And Will's going to have to swing that bat and hit it. He's not depending on a walk right now.
Here comes now the pitch. And And it's
he
a
does.
line drive, but to the right field, and he gets it. And again, they strand 3 players. So with all of that, 3 men left on base, and they did get 1 score, and it's now 4-2. We'll be right back right after this.
What does your world sound like? That's geography. The music of the world around you. Geography is people, places, environments, and economics. Geography gives us the framework for understanding our world. But sadly, our kids aren't getting enough of it. Half can't locate economic powers like Japan and India, and 20% can't even find the Pacific Ocean. That's why we created MyWonderfulWorld.org. It's part of a free National Geographic-led campaign to give our kids the power of global knowledge. Go to MyWonderfulWorld.org to learn more and get your free parent and teacher action kits. It's a wonderful world.
These are not your ordinary doctors. They are the accounting surgeons. Allow them to show you the personal attention it takes in order to receive every single deduction you deserve. The accounting surgeons and crew are here for you all year long, not just January to May. Whether you need tax preparation, payroll work, or bookkeeping services, call the accounting surgeons today. 434-538-0595. They offer very reasonable rates along with their year-round service with a smile, located at 126 East Carolina Avenue in Crewe. The accounting surgeons are here for you. Phone 434-538-0595.
Back here at Beaver Field, now the first pitch for Matthew is going to be low. That's going to be in there for ball 1. 4-0 now. Dinwiddie American has got a 2-run lead right now over Blackstone. Blackstone started to come back a little bit. And here comes now the second pitch from Matthew Hart, and this one's going to be foul back out of play. That's going to be in there for strike number 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
1-1.
1 ball and 1 strike, excuse me.
Trust,
yeah, I don't know where that...
trust the stat program.
No, I got mixed up. Anyway, here comes the next pitch. And this one's going to be a hard hit ball to Matthew Hart. He easily, and he takes it, and he gets him out. That was...
I got to give Juwan Lawson on that one. Yeah, that was a save by him.
All right, folks. Juwan Lawson, look, he made a couple of errors in the first inning. He may have made it up by catching down. Matthew turned around and just got overexcited and threw the ball a little bit while Juwan Lawson was able to catch that. At any rate, that's the first out. Okay, who's up next?
Lead off from that is Mr. Darrell Ellis at the bat now.
Here comes now the pitch.
Strike.
Matthew burns that one down there, and that was a nice pitch. That was a hard pitch in there for strike 1. No balls and 1 strike.
Hit the ball, let's go here. Come in,
Here comes now this next pitch from Matthew. This one's going to be a little bit low. Calls it a ball. That was definitely a ball. It's way low. Right below the knees.
Yep.
And that's just not quite enough to call it a strike. And the count goes 1-1 with 1 out. Matthew looks. Gets the pitch. Here it comes. And this one's going to be foul back, hitting towards the poor camera, Heather Hart, underneath the tent, though, the protective tent, now being there for strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
One more get hit here. You can get the second out, and maybe even get a 3 down situation, which is what Blackstone really needs right now.
First time with 1 out, Dinwiddie don't have a bunch of men on the base. They'd like to keep it that way. Here comes now the pitch. And that one's going to be a pretty hard shot down, but it was a little bit high. And that's going to be in there for ball number 2. 2-2 comes the count. Matthew can keep his composure right now. He's pitching a fairly decent game. Just needs a lot of help from his infield. Here comes now the pitch. And this one's going to be a little bit high once again in there at full count. Blackstone needs to stay out of these full count situations.
I tell you what, Coach, I'm sending Matthew a fastball in there right now.
Oh yeah, definitely a fastball. Here comes now the pitch, and it is a
outside.
Oh, that was so close.
That puts a runner on first. Coming now, we got Mr. Nathan Daniels.
So you see with that was 5 pitches. That was basically
for naught.
For naught, you know. All right, got to play some go-get-'em defense if you're a Blackstone player. Now here comes now the pitch from Matthew. This one's going to be right down in there for strike 1.
Yeah, kind of drooped in there. Actually, I didn't think that was going to be a strike there for a second.
Actually, that looked like Matthew's curveball.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was definitely a curveball. It wasn't Matthew's fastball.
Definitely, yeah.
Matthew looks now, winds up a little bit. You can hear it blowing. Here comes now the pitch from Matthew Hart, and this one's going to be way high.
And
Matthew's got to get those
problems.
Yeah, he's got to get that control down a little bit. That'll be in there for ball 1 ball and 1 strike. Trouble is a kind of a small player, so Matthew's strike zone is a lot thinner.
Yeah.
Here comes now the pitch. And that's a swing and a miss. And that was a nice pitch that went in there for strike number 2, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
You gotta hit your pitch now.
2 strikes and 1 ball. Matthew does not want to let this player get away from here. He's
1
in a
out.
Great position here, yeah.
With 1 out and runner on first base.
Yeah.
Matthew now beads to catcher's mitt, throws this one down, and this one's going to be a foul ball.
So nothing really changes.
And Cal remained the same, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, with this count, I think I'd still go with a good fastball.
Yeah, the player doesn't seem to be able to catch up to it.
4-2, Dinwiddie American leads after a disastrous first inning for Blackstone on about 5 errors.
Yeah,
so far they've come back and
they redeemed themselves quite a bit here. Yeah.
Here comes now the pitch. And that one's going to be right down there. It's going to go to Joan Lawson, and he's going to get him out. Whoa, that was close.
Yeah, that was very close.
And I thought they were going to have a collision at first base between the runner and Joan Lawson, the first baseman. And Joan has actually made 2 nice plays right in a row.
That puts Ellis did get second. That puts Ellis on second with Tavon Dawson up the bat now for the Dinwiddie Americans.
Here comes the next pitch. Boy, if it's my imagination, it's Dinwiddie American got a lot of left-handed batters. Anyway, that one's going to go inside for ball 1.
That looked like that could have been close to a strike there.
You're coming over here to cover third.
Everybody's got to get their head in the ball game right now. Here comes Matthew now with the pitch, and now they call it a bunt. He went for it, and they're going to try to get him out. And Josh Bond made a great saving play. Was not a good throw by the catcher.
Yeah.
And Josh, Powell, I'm sorry. Actually, it was Josh Bond.
It was Bond.
Josh Bond came over from shortstop position and made a saving play. Anyway, 1-1 now is the count with 2 outs. Ellis on third base for Dinwiddie American. Here comes the pitch for Matthew. And that one's going to be high for, again, ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. Blackstone can get out of this inning with nobody scoring. They got the top of the lineup coming up when they get to bat. Matthew now looks, aims, and here comes the pitch. And, that was very, very close. That was kind of looked like a sinker. The only problem is it brings it 3 balls and 1 strike.
And I gotta say, I think it's time to just buckle down and just throw the speed right now. Try to blow past Tavon before he can, Tavon before he can get a hold of it.
Well, I think Matthews, what he's trying to do is mix up these pitches so they don't time him out. Here comes next pitch, fastball strike, number 2. That brings the count to full. Hart looks over at third base.
They call it timeout.
And now a timeout is called.
Its runner wasn't ready on over by third base.
Ellis took a big
very
lead.
important throw right now.
Yep. Matthew wanted to throw it to Powell and get him out, but he decided to play it safe. Here comes a full count pitch, and this one's going to be a pop-up, and it is going to be foul ball. Lucky for Matthew Hart, because that would have been a walk.
Yeah, that would have That would have been
Yeah, that would have definitely been, that ball was way high, and
That
he
was
just kind of
gone,
went
yeah.
for it.
Still, full count situation, though.
Come on, take one back. Go ahead and go.
Pretty tough to bat some of these. You know, when you're up there batting, you've got, you know, your nerves, helmet on, and a face guard in front of you.
It's true.
It's hard to see the ball sometimes. Here comes
That
the
is
pitch.
so true.
And this one's going to be right
Got
down
him.
here, strike three. Matthew gets a third strikeout. And Matthew right now is running things pretty hot, and it's going his way. With one man left on base, and with 4-2 right now, and Blackstone up to bat. We'll be back right after this.
These are not your ordinary doctors. They are the accounting surgeons. Allow them to show you the personal attention it takes in order to receive every single deduction you deserve. The accounting surgeons and crew are here for you all year long, not just January to May. Whether you need tax preparation, payroll work, or bookkeeping services, call the accounting surgeons today. 434-538-0595. They offer very reasonable rates along with their year-round service with a smile. Located at 126 East Carolina Avenue in Crewe. The accounting surgeons are here for you. Phone 434-538-0595.
Brought to you by Radio Shack.
I need a new phone, so I'll go to Radio Shack, take their advice, and buy a Sony Ericsson Z750 with AT&T service. It has a 2-megapixel camera, FM radio, and a web browser, so I can surf the internet. And then one day at a car dealership, I'll find the price of a car too high, but the salesman won't agree, and he'll throw me a challenge and he'll give me the car for free if I find it for cheaper, so I'll use the internet on my phone, find it for cheaper, and get it for free. And I'll owe it all to Radio Shack.
Don't just buy stuff.
See your local Radio Shack dealer at Southside Electronics, Blackstone Square Shopping Center.
And we're back here at Beamer Field right here on FM 90.9. Thank you for people who are tuning in on the streams. And look, folks, if we somehow lose the audio or whatever, just don't leave us. Stay with us. Hey, we'll get it fixed pretty quick. Sometimes we have to change out a battery in the wireless system that we got,
Yeah, we should probably
and
fix
that kind of knocks us off. And if we lose our stream, just wait a few minutes.
We cycle that back up pretty quickly nowadays.
JoJo McMillan is up to bat now for Blackstone.
Alex Brugos still pitching.
Here comes the pitch.
Oh, no,
Yep,
one
no
held.
play. They kind of,
Umpire was not quite ready that time.
everybody was ready except for the umpire. 4-2 here in the third inning. Here comes now the pitch to JoJo McMillan. Here comes the pitch, and this one's going to be way inside.
Boy, JoJo was running for his life that
JoJo
time.
is an agile guy, and good thing he was, because he would have got hit by that ball.
Yeah, JoJo was running for his life on that one, wasn't he?
Now bring in there for ball one ball and no strikes. Here comes now the pitch. And JoJo McMillan streaks one down right to the second base, and it's low, but a good job by the second baseman, and gets JoJo McMillan out at first base.
Yeah, important out for Dinwiddie. But they need to do that. Coming up next, we got Mr. Barry Sproul up the bats here.
Come on, JoJo. Come on, Bert.
So who's pitching? Alex?
Brugos.
Brugos.
Alex Brugos.
Alex Brugos is pitching.
Yep.
Brugos now looks and sets up now.
Yeah, freezes again.
Got a bat in the middle of the field. So
That's a bad place for it.
Lawson will be on deck, so he will, no matter what, he'll get a crack at it.
Barry Sproul
Barry
hit the ball.
Sproul.
Barry Sproul can definitely hit the ball too. So
Here comes now the pitch. Way high, and he just went for it. Oh my goodness.
yeah, Barry, you can't do that, bud.
And see, that's what we were talking about earlier, going for them, you know, and that's just
Gotta
giving
be
it to your,
patient,
that's putting the pitcher into a driving seat there.
Yep.
All right, here comes the pitch. This one's
Outside,
going to
there
be
you go.
low and inside for ball one.
Run to the box, Barry, even with the play.
So one ball and one strike with one out. We got batteries.
Cool.
Don't give it back. Just break it a little bit.
Erica's boyfriend went out and very nice of us.
Thank you
got us
very
batteries.
much. We need that.
Name is Paul, and we appreciate it, Paul. Here comes down the pitch, and he went for another high one. Oh, no. That's in there for strike 2, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
That one may have been a strike. That would have been on the high edge, though.
Oh, that was, well, it was at the chin.
LDP, come on.
Sproul just, he's one of those hitters that wants to, he don't want to walk, he wants to hit the ball.
Well, we all said that during the regular season, what beat us up a little bit is that we're used to a bigger strike zone, or Blacks are used to a bigger strike zone, rather.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier, too. Anyway, Brugos now gets the one that he wants. Here comes the pitch. And this one's going to be way high. Now bring in the count will go 2-2 to Barry Sproul.
Barry had me a little scared there. He started rearing back like he wanted to hit it. I was like, uh-oh.
Come on, B.
It'd be nice to get Barry Sproul on somehow because you got Joan Lawson coming up next. Brugos has done a good job actually throwing strikes, and a swing and a miss, and that's in there for strike number 2, and that brings up a second out. Joan Lawson is up.
Juwan Lawson is 1 for 1 today with a nice home run back in first inning. He's going to see if he can make it 2 home runs here, and they're going to have a little discussion on the mound. They know who's coming up.
Yeah, when they got Joan's home run, Paul, back, it said, hello, planet Earth, because he knocked the flag right on out into orbit.
That was a hard hit ball.
It was. It went clean over to the girls' softball field next door. I mean, it was a hard ball. That was probably a good, I would say, 275, 250.
Yeah.
That was a good hit there. And a high fly ball. It may not make it,
may have it.
It's going to.
Oh,
and in the center field, it had
He's
it.
going to go for second.
He missed it, and he's going to hold up at second base.
Oh, he's going to try third.
This is going to go, and he's safe. He is safe.
A triple.
A triple, and Lawson is in scoring position. Logan Powell will be coming up next for the Blackstone All-Stars.
Logan Powell is 1 for 1 for the day, too, so he has definitely hit early today.
Joan kind of chopped that ball up, and it had more height than it did. And, of course, the wind is kind of blowing in, so I think if the wind was blowing the other way, that may have gone out of here. But anyway, 2 good stats from Joan Lawson. Here comes a pitch, and that was way high.
Another high one.
Way high, and Logan has got to be careful. This is what we got to be careful of.
Look at it for contact. You can do it.
Lawson on third base with 2 outs. Here comes now the pitch. And it's a hard hit ball, and it's going to go to the fence. Lawson will score, and Logan actually gets a hold of one, and that one almost went over.
That was close.
A run will score for Blackstone, and they're only down by 1 run.
Way to nail it. Way to run them bases.
And now Josh Bond is up.
Front of the box. Use the front, Josh.
And what's happening at this pitch, this pitcher throws the ball
straight and accurate.
Yeah, here comes the next pitch. And this one's going to be a chop ball. It's going to be get about it first. Thought it might be able to get
bobble,
it. A bobbled ball. So we score 1. So as we go to the next, let's see, where are we going to be going up?
Bottom of the third.
Bottom of the third. It's 4-3. We'll be right back right after this.
These are not your ordinary doctors. They are the accounting surgeons. Allow them to show you the personal attention it takes in order to receive every single deduction you deserve. The accounting surgeons and crew are here for you all year long, not just January to May. Whether you need tax preparation, payroll work, or bookkeeping services, call the accounting surgeons today. Along with their year-round service with a smile, located at 126 East Carolina Avenue in Crewe. The accounting surgeons are here for you. Phone 434-538-0595.
best stuff ever.
Brought to you by Radio Shack.
I need a new phone, so I'll go to Radio Shack, take their advice, and buy a Sony Ericsson Z750 with AT&T service. It has a 2-megapixel camera, FM radio, and a web browser, so I can surf the internet. And then one day at a car dealership, I'll find the price of a car too high, but the salesman won't agree, and he'll throw me a challenge, and he'll give me the car for free if I find it for cheaper, so I'll use the internet on my phone, find it for cheaper, and get it for free. And I'll owe it all to Radio Shack.
Don't just buy stuff.
Do stuff.
See your local Radio Shack dealer at Southside Electronics, Blackstone Square Shopping Center.
Back here at Helmut said Miller Field, at Beamer Field, it's 4-3 in a very close game. Blackstone All-Stars going up against Dinwiddie Americans.
Starting out here for Dinwiddie will be Alex Brugos, who is 1 for 1 for day with a very nice double back in the first inning. He got that one off that error, I believe.
Well, Matthews into his third inning now. And he's done a pretty good job up to this point. Here comes now the pitch. Way low, though. He didn't do good on that one, unfortunately. Went way low for ball one. Matthew Hart is usually not... He's usually about a 3-inning pitcher.
He's up to 60 pitches now, so he's right up at the limit.
Brugos is up. Here comes now the pitch. This one's right down the middle, though. That was in there for strike one. 1 ball and 1 strike. Matthew had problems yesterday pitching, but it was a lot hotter.
He's doing a lot better today.
Yeah.
He was hoping for overcast, but it didn't work out that way for him.
Here comes now the pitch, and that one's going to be low. Pretty good. That ball had some authority on it, though, but it was in there for ball 2, 2 balls and 1 strike. But no errors. Everybody we can't have no errors.
Yeah, Blackstone cannot do errors if they want to win this game.
Here comes the windup from Hart. Here comes the delivery. And that was a changeup, which actually got Brugos for strike number 2.
Come on here.
That one worked out for Matt, unfortunately for Bruno. And he thought that was one of Matt's fastball, and that bat was already across the plate, and the ball hadn't even got there yet. 2-2 now. It comes the count with no outs. Matt looks, takes aim. Here comes the pitch. Winds up and delivers. And a swing and a miss. And that will be strikeout number 3 for Matthew. Matthew's up. I don't know if you're keeping the stat. Is that right? 3 strikeouts? He's got
4 strikeouts, actually.
4 strikeouts. So Matt's got 4 strikeouts in his game so far. So he's got Allen coming up. Allen can hit the ball.
Allen can definitely hit the ball.
And once again, the biggest thing is that defense has got to come through.
Yeah, they cannot let anything through. Now they got to be a wall
and help Blackstone's pitchers out.
You ready, John?
Only down by 1 run, 4-3. Here comes the pitch. And a swing and a miss that's in there for strike number 1.
C.J. Allen is 1 for 1 today. He made a good single back in the first inning. Again, I think that was off an error too, though.
Yep.
Once again, we apologize for the stream dropping out every now and then. We are correcting as best we can, but it is what it is. We are in Farmville. I mean, there's not a lot of...
Swing, and that's going to be...
Foul.
He may have fouled. Yeah, he did definitely foul.
It's all to the same, though.
That's going to be in there for strike number 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Hart now looks around, gets a signal from Randy Webb. Randy Webb's kind of orchestrating what pitches to throw, and that's the way he likes to do things. Matthew now looks back. Here comes now the pitch with an 0-2 count. And that one is Buster Plain, and that's strikeout number 5 for Matthew Hart. And that was, Allen couldn't believe it. He goes, my goodness, folks. That ball just kind of floated on down there. You may have almost underhanded it like in slow pitch softball.
Anyways,
and he went for it and got him on that changeup.
Yep, Levi Malin at the bat now for the Dinwiddie Americans. He had a single, but he also has 2 RBIs to his name today. He got that one on a good hit, too. So Matthew's going to have to be careful with this guy.
Malin is one of Dinwiddie's best players and one of Dinwiddie's best hitters, I might add.
Malin can definitely hit the ball. We saw that yesterday against the Charlotte County team.
Here comes Matthew now, winding up with the delivery. Comes right on down there and right in there for strike 1.
That was a fastball, no doubt about it.
But Matthew's kind of getting a second win, and that thing really was jolted down there pretty good.
Both teams throwing everything they have at the other day. There is no tomorrow for the loser of this game.
No balls and 1 strike now to Maitland. No runners on base with 2 outs. Here comes the pitch. That one's going to be low, and that's going to be an error for ball 1.
Come on, 3-3. Let's go here. Come on.
Matthews really only has thrown 1 wild pitch this whole game. Now actually got the signal this time from the catcher. Here comes now the pitch. And this one's going to be a fastball in there for strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
You know Matthew, it's hot out there. He's getting tired. He's up to 70 pitches so far.
1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs. No runners on base now. Here comes the pitch from Matthew Hart. And that one is going to be outside. But that was El Closo, and that brings the count to 2-2.
You could hear the crowd going, oh, everyone thought that was a strike. Everyone thought it kind of fell right in there.
Matthew looks, scratches his nose for 1 second. Now here comes the windup. Here comes the pitch. And that one's going to be hard hit ball. And he goes right into hole.
Will Lee
Will Lee will grab it. He plays left field and throws it to the cutoff man, Drew Pumphrey. And no harm really done. Runners on base, but they got 2 outs.
It did contain that to a single, though, so it's not a horrible thing. Now we got Mr. Dillian Wells. He walked last time, so we're really not sure what he can do. But he did fill the count up, so he got a couple of fouls as well, from what I can see.
Well, Matthew that was just a good base hit. The pitching has been superb by Hart.
Yeah.
Especially when someone who's throwing 71 pitches now.
72, yeah.
72. Here comes now the windup from Matthew. Here comes delivery, foul back, strike 1.
You're good right there. First or second. You out.
4-3. Dinwiddie American got a 1-run lead. They got a runner on first base with 2 outs. Wells up to bat. And he's got no balls and 1 strike. Matthew now winds up and delivers it. And that one's going to be, ever so close.
Just a
tad high, yep. That'll be an error for ball 2. Ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Don't give him balls.
No, I'm not giving him anything. So with a 1-1 count, Matthew would like to deliver here if he can. Get him out of this inning. Here comes now the pitch. And that was one of those blooper balls that didn't go nowhere. Except for a ball. That's 2 balls and 1 strike.
I think his fingers slipped when he threw that one. That one looked like it went way further inside than he had intended. But this is a good batter. He's got to be careful on him.
Matthew comes up, scrapes the dust off the pitcher's mound, if that makes any difference or not. Now looks, turns around. Here comes the pitch. And this one's going to be a pop-up. And Josh Vaughn will get underneath it for the 3rd and final out. So we'll be right back after these messages. It's still 4-3 coming to the bottom of the 3rd. We'll be back right after this.
These are not your ordinary doctors. They are the accounting surgeons. Allow them to show you the personal attention it takes in order to receive every single deduction you deserve. The accounting surgeons and crew are here for you all year long, not just January to May. Whether you need tax preparation, payroll work, or bookkeeping services, call the accounting surgeons today. 434-538-0595. They offer very reasonable rates along with their year-round service with a smile. Located at 126 East Carolina Avenue in Crewe. The accounting surgeons are here for you. Phone 434-538-0595.
The best stuff ever.
Brought to you by Radio Shack.
I need a new phone, so I'll go to Radio Shack, take their advice, and buy a Sony Ericsson Z750 with AT&T service. It has a 2-megapixel camera, FM radio, and a web browser, so I can surf the internet. And then one day at a car dealership, I'll find the price of a car too high, but the salesman won't agree, and he'll throw me a challenge and he'll give me the car for free if I find it for cheaper, so I'll use the internet on my phone, find it for cheaper, and get it for free. And I'll owe it all to Radio Shack.
Don't just buy stuff.
Do stuff.
See your local Radio Shack dealer at Southside Electronics, Blackstone Square Shopping Center.
Okay, Matt Hart is now up. Matthew Hart.
He is,
and they've gone through their entire lineup, and they're back again.
He's 0 for 1 for a day. Got off on a strikeout. He's going to try his luck once again.
Here comes a pitch, and this one's going to be there for strike one.
That looked a little outside.
Matthews should be able to hit this. I mean, he's pitching anything that Matthew can't hit. So anyway, with no balls and one strike, Matthew now
flies.
Cocks the bat. Swing and a miss. And that was way low.
Low. Too aggressive, like we said. You got to pick your strike zone and not hit it unless it's in that strike zone.
Well, with no balls and two strikes, and that sets you up for, you got to swing at just about anything. Here comes now the pitch. And swing and a miss.
Strike three.
And that's going to strike out Matthew.
Yeah,
well, actually, no, they call it a foul bat.
Oh, got hold of it.
Yep.
Okay, we have to reverse that. Okay. I think I'm good to go now.
Here comes Hart's up. No balls and two strikes to Hart. Here comes now the pitch. Here it comes, and it's a foul back. Matthew will just kind of hang in there.
Yeah, flies buzz me like I feel like I'm King Kong.
Where did all these flies in the broadcast booth came from? All right, let's get back to our game here.
Jenny is here today.
No balls and two strikes.
Kidding there, Jenny Bug. Heather doing camera work today, doing an excellent job up there.
Here comes Brucos now pitching them out on an 0-2 pitch. Here comes, and that's going to foul that one back once again.
You know, but he's making Brucos pitch a lot of pitches here.
And like Randy Webb just come on, Matt, you can hit the ball.
Oh, we see you hit this thing to the moon. You got to...
Matt is due for a good one. He hasn't hit one all tournament long, unfortunately.
He hasn't been having luck, unfortunately.
Yeah. Anyway, here comes now the pitch. And he swings and misses this one.
That was a high inside one, got him on. That brings up Mr. Drew Pumphrey at the bat now for the Blackstone All-Stars. Drew is walk last time is up, so technically that makes him 1 for 1.
I don't know, he hit good in batting practice.
Yeah, he hit good in batting practice. Here comes now the pitch. That one's going to be way high for ball one.
You know, we said this before, though. You know, one thing the bottom of the lineup for Blackstone has, they're a lot more patient at the top of the lineup.
Yes.
We have a very aggressive, Blackstone has a very aggressive top of the lineup, that's for sure.
Well, Matt swung at two bad ones there. Yeah. Here comes now the pitch. And that one's a swing and a miss, strike one.
Drew kind of reached for that one.
1 ball and 1 strike.
It's like you were lunging, Drew. Come on, you can wait on it.
Trouble is, Blackstone don't need to get falling back in their old routine where
they don't want to do that.
Yeah, where they're not hitting the ball at all. Here comes the next pitch, and this one's going to be fouled back. The count will go 1 ball and 2 strikes.
That was a lazy swing,
You know, Alex Brewer is a good pitcher, but he's not the high-speed pitcher we're used to seeing. Blackstone does have the ability to hit off this pitcher if they can give him time down and do it.
Dylan Dunn will be up on deck, so he'll get a crack at it. And here comes now the pitch, and this one's going to be one go to the second base. It's going to go easy out at first base. Went to the second baseman, throw to first base is good, and that brings up out number 2. And now Dylan Dunn is up.
Dylan Dunn is 1 for 1 today as well.
The problem is that Matthew is getting into the 70s now in his pitching. I don't know how long he can keep it up.
Yeah. There are some good pitchers coming behind him, though, and this game is over half over now.
Oh, Dylan Dunn.
Now
that
everyone's
one
swinging.
Right at everybody's trying to pitch, trying to get the ball too much.
Yeah.
And now they're not working his pitcher.
They're making his life easy. You don't want to do that. Know your strike zone. Only swing if it's in that strike zone.
Here comes the next pitch. That one's way high for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. And that should have been 2 balls and no strikes, actually. And that's the difference. I mean, when you're looking at a 1-run game, all this stuff can come back and haunt you.
Yes, it will.
Here comes the next pitch. Strike. That's in there for strike. Now that's strike number 2, 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Bogus Brucos is
once again ahead of his batter.
Is ahead of his batters once again. That's, second time in a row.
Third time in a row, actually.
Yeah, actually, 3rd time. Here comes the pitch. And that one's going to be a little bit inside for ball 2. And the count goes 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Broadcasting live from Beamer Field, televising over the internet at www.wpexonline.com. Here comes now the pitch, and that one's going to be strike three, and that'll be the third and final out. So we'll be right back after this. Going to the fourth now. It is 4-3. Dinwiddie American leading Blackstone All-Stars by one run. We'll be right back right after this.
What does your world sound like? That's geography. The music of the world around you. Geography is people, places, environments, and economics. Geography gives us the framework for understanding our world. But sadly, our kids aren't getting enough of it. Half can't locate economic powers like Japan and India, and 20% can't even find the Pacific Ocean. That's why we created MyWonderfulWorld.org. It's part of a free National Geographic-led campaign to give our kids the power of global knowledge. Go to MyWonderfulWorld.org to learn more and get your free parent and teacher action kits. It's a wonderful world.
The best stuff ever.
Brought to you by Radio Shack.
I need a new phone, so I'll go to Radio Shack, take their advice, and buy a Sony Ericsson Z750 with AT&T service. It has a 2-megapixel camera, FM radio, and a web browser, so I can surf the internet. And then one day at a car dealership, I'll find the price of a car too high, but the salesman won't agree, and he'll throw me a challenge and he'll give me the car for free if I find it for cheaper, so I'll use the internet on my phone, find it for cheaper, and get it for free. And I'll owe it all to Radio Shack.
Don't just buy stuff.
See your local Radio Shack dealer at Southside Electronics, Blackstone Square Shopping Center.
Back at Beamer Field right here on FM 90.9 WPEX. Matthew Hart will remain in his pitching for the Blackstone All-Stars. And now here comes now the pitch. He winds up and lets one loose high, ball one.
Kevin Spain batting for the Dinwiddie Americans. Kevin Spain got a double back in the first inning and has 2 RBIs so far today.
Matthew is only through 100 pitches in a game only one time this entire season.
It was a lot cooler.
Yep. Here comes the next pitch. This is going to be a little bit low for ball 2. So it's actually time for Matthew to come out.
But if he's keeping in there, though, you don't want to pull him out.
Here comes now the pitch. And that's going to be too low, ball number 3.
So 3 balls in a row there.
3 balls.
3 balls in a row.
Yeah, well, I thought you said 2. No. 3 balls and no strikes. Matthew now looks and takes aim. Here comes now the pitch. And that's in there for strike 1. 1 ball, 3 balls and 1 strike.
I think he sunk that one in there just barely.
Yep, that was you
close.
can tell he's starting to, ease up a little bit. What's his count?
He's up at 80.
So Matthew's got 80 pitches so far. This will be 81. Winds up, here comes the pitch. This one's right down there for strike 2. Brings the count to full.
I think he dug deep on that one. That was like he had a little bit of heat behind that one.
Yep.
Late game speed coming out of nowhere.
3 balls and 2 strikes. Matt now looks, gets the signal, says it's okay, winds up. Here comes the pitch. And this one's going to be a hard hit ball, and it gets through the hole. And one of the things that Blackstone is just absolutely had going to get the ball bounces in the just in the right. That's just the way it is. You're not going to get that ball's hard hit.
Spain is we got Drew's hurt.
Drew Pumphrey is.
He dived for that ball.
He dove for that ball. He really gave a good. That thing. He really gave it a good effort.
Yeah, it landed on his
And he
arm.
just could not get off of it. He just barely got it. Booth is up next. I don't know if Matthew realized that the game has stopped.
He's like, why is everyone stopping?
Booth is up, ready to go. Matthew's ready to go, but there's no umpire, so okay. The trouble is,
Joey Booth.
Booth is a big guy. Looks like he can hit it a long ways, and you got a runner on first base with no outs.
Joey Booth is 0 for 1 for the day, too. 0 for 1 for the day so far.
Here comes now the pitch. That one's going to be low, ball 1. Well, who would you bring in next? I would say McMillan, wouldn't you think?
Yeah. Bring McMillan.
I mean, you could bring Juwan in, I guess.
If Juwan's having a good day, no one's going to hit against him. But if he's having a bad day, it can turn against you very quick. I'll say McMillan's probably your steady person.
Here comes the next pitch. And that's going to be foul back for strike one. But you know
that
what?
was high. Joey Booth gave that one to Matthew there.
You know what I think? I think if when that time does come, I don't know. I think I would go with Juwan and keep a tight leash on him.
Really?
And then let JoJo, because JoJo usually does pretty good no matter what. I mean, been more of a consistent pitcher. And here comes now the pitch. And this one's going to be a curveball. Went right on in there for strike number 2.
Strike number 2.
1 ball and 2 strikes now. Matthew would like to get strikeout number 6 if all possible.
I bet he would.
He looks, gets the signal. Here comes now the pitch. And that one's way low. That's going to be in there for ball 2. That brings the count 2-2.
Hey, Drew, make sure you get the deep on that backup.
We got Charlotte County, I believe, and Dinwiddie Nationals coming up next.
Yeah, yep. Dinwiddie National and Charlotte County, 2 very great-looking teams today. Yesterday, they looked good, and we'll see what happens when they go against each other.
That will be coming up following this game about a half an hour afterwards. Here comes the pitch from Matthew, and a swing and a miss, strike number 3.
That was a sucker pitch, I think.
And that will bring up his 6th strikeout, and that brings up an important first out. So that's going to
no ball.
That's going to bring up Bryce Witt.
Oh, Matthew's wiping the sweat off his brow there.
Bryce Witt will be up. Ryan Booth will be on deck, I think. If they change if they didn't just Booth just pitch, just bat. Here comes the next pitch. That was going to be low in here for ball 1. I think they changed the batting order around a little bit.
No.
Yep, Booth will be up. Number 21. He's up on deck.
Yeah, that's right. They haven't changed it that much yet.
So
They always do.
Bryce Witt is up. He's got 1 ball and no strikes. Runner on first. Here comes the pitch. And it's a hard hit ball right in the hole. And nothing you can do about that one except throw it to the second baseman in a hurry and hope you can get it. And with runners on first and second, here comes a lefty up.
I don't know if we'll see. We're going to see a timeout. I think Matthew gets another guy on base. I think we'll see a timeout here in a pitch and change.
Well, I think I'd go with Jawan.
Really?
With the way these guys hit.
I don't know. With bases loaded, it's kind of, I don't know.
Well,
I mean, if bases get loaded up here, I don't know if I'd do that.
Here comes the next pitch. That's going to be a little bit low, ball 1. And Matthew should be up to how many pitches?
90.
90 pitches.
Yep.
And by the way, neither way, Matthew could only pitch 1 inning anyhow. He pitched yesterday.
The last time he can pitch.
Yep.
Probably trying to get him out this inning here.
Yep, here comes now the pitch, way high, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes.
Work hard, man. Work hard, baby. Gotta be where you like.
And actually, I'm not even sure if this would be a good place to bring Jawan in right now.
Yeah, I'll bring JoJo on this one. So.
Not JoJo, I mean Jawan.
Jawan.
Here comes now the pitch. And he picked that one. This is going to be a double steal. This was a sucker pitch, went in there for strike 1. McMillan kind of lost the handle on it. And runners jump in scoring position.
Run on third, Drew. Hey, 1 out.
2 balls and 1 strike. Trouble is, Matthew, that was a sucker pitch, and Witt kind of went for it, or Booth actually kind of went for it.
Booth 0 for 1 for a day, but then again, all the 0 for 1 hitters are hitting right now, so that's not to look forward to.
Runners on second and third with 1 out. Here comes down the pitch. Matthew zapped that one down there. That's in there for strike number 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. But Matthew's not going down easy.
No, he's not. He's basically still out there fighting.
Come on, man. You look at the camera right here, big man.
Matthew gets the pitch. It looks like to me that JoJo is calling the pitches now. Here comes the pitch. That one's a sucker pitch, and Booth kind of zapped it, but he swung way, way too early.
Yeah, that's
and ended up knocking it down the first base line and went foul.
And nothing will change for now.
2-2 still counts, remain with 1 out. Counts remain with 1. Now's the time when Matthew needs to throw a strike with his fastball.
Yeah.
Runners on first and second. Dinwiddie Americans lead 4-3. Here comes the pitch. And that's what Matthew does. Oh, that was close.
Ball 3. So now we have a full count situation.
Matthew's up to how many?
He's up to 95.
95. So Matthew's only 5 pitches of being 100. And he's only, like I said, done that one time and actually in his career. Here comes down the pitch. That one's right down there, strike 3, and ends up in a strikeout. So that's 7 strikeouts for now for Hart this time.
Overall, a good call for him. DVD watchers, we're going to do a DVD break here, so just stay tuned after 2 second DVD.